Welcome back to the Mr. and Mrs. English channel. Today is a special day where we combine great storytelling with serious language learning.
Absolutely. I'm Angelina, and I'm thrilled to share an extraordinary opportunity with you. You can improve your English listening and speaking skills by following the epic narrative of James Cameron's Avatar.
That's right. By immersing yourself in this detailed story breakdown, you will naturally acquire a large amount of advanced vocabulary, practice contextual comprehension, and train your ears to understand complex, native-speed dialogue. This is immersion through engaging content.
We've structured the entire plot into 6 detailed parts using clear conversational language. Listen to Brad and me carefully to enhance your pronunciation and feel for the English language flow.
I'll be guiding you through Jake Sully's military challenge, and Angelina will detail the spiritual life of Pandora. Get ready to learn and be captivated simultaneously.
Let's dive into the fascinating world of Pandora. Part 1. The initial mission and Pandora. Our story begins by establishing the distant future and the central conflict over resources. The setting is 2154, and humanity, led by the RDA, has traveled light years to the lush alien moon of Pandora. The purpose of the massive operation is to mine Unobtanium, an incredibly valuable mineral lying beneath the surface. The moon is inhabited by the Na'vi, a tall, blue-skinned, sentient species living in perfect ecological harmony. Our protagonist, Jake Sully, arrives on Pandora as a replacement for his recently deceased twin brother, a scientist. Jake, a former Marine, is paralyzed from the waist down and seeks to earn money for spinal surgery. Because he shares his brother's DNA, Jake is immediately recruited into the Avatar program. The program uses genetically engineered Na'vi-Homen-human hybrids that can be mentally controlled by their human operator. Jake's direct superior is Colonel Miles Quaritch, who views the Na'vi not as people, but as obstacles to be removed. Quaritch promises Jake the life-changing surgery he desires if he acts as a spy and gathers intelligence on the Na'vi resistance. This offer places Jake between the scientific and military wings of the human operation from the very beginning. Part 2. First steps and accidental meeting.
Jake enters the link unit and experiences the joy of moving his legs for the first time in years inside his tall, blue avatar body.
His first excursion into the dense, bioluminescent Pandoran rainforest proves to be overwhelming and dangerous.
During an unexpected attack by a large, ferocious hammerhead titanothere, Jake is separated from his escort team.
He is subsequently attacked by a highly dangerous Thanator, barely surviving the encounter by hiding under a waterfall.
Jake is then discovered by Neytiri, a striking Na'vi woman who prepares to shoot him with her bow and arrow.
Before she can fire, a small, shimmering spirit seed of the sacred Tree of Souls lands on her arrow tip, a sign from Eywa.
Neytiri interprets this as a divine signal to spare Jake's life and protect him from the relentless jungle predators.
She reluctantly agrees to take Jake to her clan's immense ancestral home, the towering Hometree. The clan leaders decide to allow Jake to stay and learn, with Neytiri reluctantly appointed as his teacher.
Jake realizes immediately that the Na'vi are not primitive savages, but a deeply spiritual and highly evolved culture.
Part 3. Cultural Immersion and Dual Loyalty. Jake's forced stay with the Omaticaya clan leads to his deep cultural immersion, creating a severe conflict of loyalty. For the next 3 months, Jake trains intensively, learning the Na'vi language, hunting techniques, and rituals. He quickly masters the art of stalking, tracking, and fighting, while slowly gaining the respect of the clan members. Crucially, he continues to file daily audio reports to Colonel Quaritch, providing crucial military intelligence on the Na'vi's weaknesses. Jake's spiritual connection to Pandora grows stronger, especially after he successfully bonds with an Ikran, a banshee, a sacred rite of passage. His human consciousness becomes deeply intertwined with the Avatar world, heavily complicating his original mercenary goal. Dr. Grace Augustine, the head scientist, warns Jake that his reports are simply fueling Quaritch's militaristic plans. Jake begins to openly question the RDA's destructive actions, finding the Na'vi culture fundamentally superior to the human greed. His feelings for Neytiri grow into genuine love, leading to their official bonding ritual and further solidifying his commitment to the Na'vi. This deep immersion places Jake at a moral crossroads, forcing him to choose between his promise to Quaritch and his new life. He attempts to halt the inevitable conflict by urging Quaritch to find a peaceful alternative, but his pleas are ignored. Part 4. The Inevitable Crisis and Betrayal.
Part 4. The Inevitable Crisis and Betrayal. The escalating situation reaches a critical point when the RDA's mining ambition directly threatens the Na'vi's existence. The RDA confirms that the largest, most concentrated deposit of Unobtanium lies directly beneath the Omaticaya Hometree. Quaritch issues a final, brutal ultimatum: use the intelligence Jake provided to forcibly displace the Na'vi and seize the land. Jake finally attempts to act on the Na'vi's behalf, trying to convince the clan to relocate to a safer territory before the attack. The Na'vi leaders refuse to abandon Hometree, explaining it is spiritually connected to their very existence and the network of Eywa. In a desperate final attempt to gain their trust, Jake confesses to the clan that he was originally sent as a spy for the invaders. The Na'vi, devastated and feeling utterly betrayed by this revelation, immediately reject and imprison Jake and the sympathetic Dr. Grace. The RDA forces arrive, release Jake and Grace, and then disconnect their avatars, returning them to their powerless human bodies. The Colonel views Jake's confession as a complete failure and declares war, launching a devastating missile strike on Hometree. This catastrophic destruction of their ancestral home forces the surviving Na'vi, led by a grief-stricken Neytiri, to scatter and flee. This brutal act shatters Jake's last ties to the RDA and fully transforms him into an enemy of his own species.
Part 5. The Call to War and Sacrifice. Jake's redemption and his transformation into a true leader of the Na'vi occur in the wake of the devastating Hometree destruction. Jake resolves to redeem himself and decides he must unite the scattered clans to fight the massive human military force. He undertakes the most dangerous and revered act of the Omaticaya, taming the legendary Toruk, or Great Leonopteryx. Successfully bonding with the Toruk and becoming Toruk Makto grants Jake immense spiritual and military authority among the clans. Jake, leading the Na'vi on his Leonopteryx, flies to the sacred Tree of Souls to appeal to the collective memory of the Na'vi people. He rallies the disheartened Omaticaya survivors and then makes an urgent, successful plea to the leaders of every major Na'vi clan for military aid. Meanwhile, Dr. Grace Augustine, severely injured during the initial escape, is rushed to the Tree of Souls for a last-ditch spiritual attempt. The clan attempts a permanent transfer of her spirit into her avatar body, believing Eywa may intervene for the good she has done. The transfer tragically fails, and Grace dies, her sacrifice becoming a rallying cry for Jake and the Na'vi. The unified Na'vi forces, an aerial army of Ikran riders, and a ground force of warriors, prepare for the final, desperate confrontation. Jake then leads this unified force into the decisive battle against the overwhelming military might of the RDA forces. Part 6. Final Battle, Divine Intervention, and Rebirth. The story reaches its dramatic climax as the spiritual power of Pandora clashes directly with human technology. The final battle begins, with the unified Na'vi army launching a courageous but initially losing attack against the RDA's air fleet. The human forces, utilizing powerful missiles and air superiority, cause numerous casualties among the brave Na'vi warriors. In their moment of greatest defeat, the Na'vi pray collectively to Eywa, asking the planet's central life force for aid. Eywa responds dramatically, sending thousands of Pandoran creatures, from land predators to aerial beasts, to attack the human invaders. This massive wave of native life turns the tide of the battle, neutralizing the human ground forces and most of the air support. Jake engages in a final, deadly aerial duel with Quaritch, managing to destroy the Colonel's main airship carrying the bomb. Quaritch survives and pursues Jake to the final refuge, fighting him in a heavily armored amp suit while Jake is in his human body. Neytiri saves Jake's human life one last time by killing the determined Colonel Quaritch with 2 of her large arrows. With the key leaders defeated and their mission a failure, the remaining RDA forces are successfully expelled from Pandora forever. The film concludes with the final, successful ritual where the Na'vi permanently transferred Jake's consciousness into his avatar body, completing his transformation and new destiny. What a truly epic narrative, Brad. We hope you enjoyed learning English through the incredible story of Avatar.
Absolutely. If you listened closely, you encountered many complex verbs, descriptive adjectives, and long sentences that are common in English narration. This is premium listening practice.
Now it's your turn to participate. We have 2 challenges for you in the comment section below.
Challenge 1. Tell us what part of the Avatar story you found the most exciting or meaningful. Was it the Hometree destruction, the Ikran bonding, or the final battle?
Challenge 2. We want to tell another amazing story next week. What movie, book, or historical event would you like us to use for our next English learning story segment?
Thank you so much for joining us. Please like and subscribe to the Mr. and Mrs. Daily English channel for more learning content.
We'll see you in the next lesson.
Goodbye, everyone, and keep practicing your English.
Bye!